Hey Carlos, I was wondering, have you decided on a game one starter yet?
No, no, yeah, we're having these conversations. We need to talk to some of the players, and we got to check how some of those guys are feeling. And then we'll make a decision. Obviously, we'll have to announce it tomorrow, and so yeah, we're in the process of it.
Does any thing play into it? Who your opponent's going to be, or is it just you're going to go whatever way you're going to go regardless?
Yeah, I think we're going to make the decision that we feel is best for our team. So whether it's keeping some of the guys on their routines or giving some of the guys some extra rest. So that's why we were off yesterday, about to get on a workout today, and then I'm gonna check with some of the guys and have those conversations with them, and then make the final decision. But we have an idea. We have different routes that we could go. But again, I don't think who we're playing will factor into this decision.
Is Senga still in that mix?
He is.
Okay.
Next question is from Tony DeComo.
Hey, Carlos, just to follow up on that, are you considering Manaea as well on regular rest, or would you want to give him an extra day?
Yeah, and that's what some of the things that we're talking, and I got to talk to him to see if that extra day, or do we keep it on regular rest. So there's a lot going on. We're not only with him, but there's Sevi, Senga. So yeah.
How, I guess, nice is it after a few weeks of just sort of having to pitch whoever's rested and available, sort of having a little time and options at your disposal now?
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to be able to have these off days here, and you could reset and just kind of map it out as much as you want. But I think it's just more like the rest for our guys, our position player group, our bullpen guys, in just the whole team in general. With all the back and forth and the traveling and the intense games that we've been playing. So to be able to have these couple of days to reset and guys get treatment and things like that is huge.
Next question is from Tim Healy.
Hey, Carlos, going into tonight and tomorrow night for McNeil in Arizona, is the plan for him to play 9 innings tonight and then aim for that again tomorrow?
Yeah. Hopefully he gets 4 at bats. That's the goal. Whether he goes 7, somewhere between 7 and 9, and
Yeah.
then he'll do the same tomorrow. So that's the goal. So that he could go back to back and just get that volume and being on his feet and the ups and downs and playing a full game.
And with eyes on including him on Sunday, it seems, if that goes well.
Yes, that's correct. He's in the conversation, and we have to make some decisions as far as our roster goes.
Thank you.
Next question is from Mark Healy.
Hey, Carlos. The other night when you decided to close with Edwin Diaz to close it out, there was some thought process, I guess, with people watching that you would stick with David Peterson. How much of that decision to put in Edwin, not just because he's your guy, you said after the game, he's your guy, I wanted him in there, but how much of it was to also get him prepared for the next step, that to help his confidence? Did that play a role in your decision making there?
In order for us to continue to get where we want to get, we're gonna need him. I've been saying that since May when he was struggling, and he always finds a way to get the job done, to go through those struggles. I think there's a combination of a lot of things here the past week where we've been riding him pretty hard. But the one thing from him is he always wants the baseball. He wants to be in those situations. He wants to be in those moments, and he's our guy. So once Petey got through that 8th inning, it was an easier decision for me. He's Diaz. He's gonna get the job done, and he did. And he's gonna help him and all of us moving forward now. And that's what good closers. This is what really good big league players do. They have that ability to turn that switch and just the short memory, like it doesn't matter what happened yesterday. It doesn't matter. I have to get the job done today. So for him to go out there and get the last 3 outs is, like I said, is good for him and good for all of us.
Next question is from Manny Gomez.
Hey, Carlos. Just to follow up on Edwin there, in that last outing, he looked at, he struggled to find the strike zone there in his first 8-9 pitches. I think the one strike that they called a strike was also out of the strike zone. But then after that mound visit, he seemed to settle in and was more aggressive. What does he need to, what were the changes that you saw from the beginning of that outing to the end of the outing that allowed him to be successful in the end?
He found a way to slow the game down. I felt like maybe a little bit of emotions there. Game got fast a little bit for the first couple of hitters, but then Hef went out there and with some of the guys there, I thought that the way he slowed the game down there, and then he started making pitches, and I think the velo went up too. I was watching the replay, and the last pitch that he got Schwarber was 101. So when that fastball, not only with velo, but is a fastball that had that rye, it makes him really effective. So I think it came down to him slowing the game down and just taking one pitch at a time, and he did that.
And then just to follow back up on a Kodai Senga question really quick. If and when he gets the start or when he makes an appearance, we know he can't come in the middle of an inning, but could he come in the middle of a game? Let's say Peterson maybe starts or something, or McGill throws 2-3 innings and then Senga comes in. Is that a possibility for him?
Yeah, but I think as I sit here, I'd much rather give him the ball and start the game so he could go through, the whole routine and the whole preparation. Like I've been saying it, this guy is very meticulous about his routine. But it'll be a conversation with him. But as of right now, I think we're looking at him to start a game.
Next question is from Dave Lennon.
Hey, Carlos, I know you have a lot on your plate coming up with this series, but I also know that it's been like less than a year since you've been with the Yankees. Did you get a chance to watch some of the game last night? Did you congratulate those guys? What does it feel like that both you and the Yankees are now in the Final Four of MLB right now?
Yeah, I watched the game last night. I texted a lot of people. There's a lot of people that I have a lot of respect for. And it's just great. It's great for baseball. It's great for the city of New York that the two teams are in this position and with a really good opportunity to continue to move forward. So they are a really good team. They have a really good manager, and they have a really good players. That's a deep roster there, and hopefully we see each other. But we have to take care of business. We have another series in front of us, and they have to get through their next series as well. So I think it's just one game mentality, one series at a time, and then see what happens. But a lot of respect for a lot of people there, and they deserve this.
Carlos, and also you've been a part of the Subway Series during the regular season for quite some time. You got a taste of it as a manager on the other side across the town. Could you even imagine what a World Series would be like between those two teams? Just knowing what you've seen from the regular season.
It'll be amazing. It'll be an unbelievable experience. And like I said, for the city of New York and for the two fan bases, it'll be like a dream come true, So again, don't want to get too far ahead. Sure. But the fact that the two teams are in it, in a position to do something special, is a great feeling for a lot of people, and especially for us with the Mets, and then for the Yankees as well.
Right. Thanks, Carlos.
Next question is from Laura Albany.
Hey, Carlos, I was just wondering, do you foresee David Peterson's role to continue to be fluid throughout the NLCS? And what about him do you think makes him so adaptable?
Yeah, it'll continue to be fluid. I feel like the job he's done out of the bullpen has been unbelievable. And that's another weapon that allows to, deployed at any time, at any point in the game, whether it's in the middle of the game for multi-innings role, or for a high leverage situation against a lefty, or anybody it's not easy what he's done. This is a guy that is being a starter, and then all of a sudden, after the year we clinched the playoff, we're asking him to go to the bullpen, and he's adjusting really well. So like I said, he's fluid, but I could see him playing a big role in this next series coming up out of the bullpen as well.
And also with Ryan Stanek, obviously he's historically been a good reliever, but he struggled with the Mariners in the first half of the season and adjusted when he came over here. What adjustments have you seen out of him that have allowed him to regain his form?
Yeah, look, he's had a pretty good career. He's been in a lot of good teams, in a lot of playoff games. He's got a really good arm. I think you got to give credit to not only Stanek, but Jeremy Hefner, and a lot of our group that works behind the scenes that is looking at mechanics and some of the things that he was doing or he wasn't doing to get him back on track. So it was more like the fastball command, the life on his fastball, and he did that. I feel like every player is going to struggle at some point. That's part of the big league, 162. And, he went through struggle, especially before the Mariners traded him. And we knew we had a good arm, and he went out there, make some adjustments, and now he's a big piece of our bullpen and our team.
Thank you.
Next question is from Tony DeComo.
Hey, Carlos, I got two more for you. One, just logistically, how are you handling these few days off? What are you hoping to accomplish, whether it's rest, whether it's, things you can do in workouts as a team? What do you want to get out of them?
Yeah, we were off yesterday. We needed a break. Getting ready for a workout today. It'll be a full workout. We'll have some guys throwing live BP. I think guys like haven't pitched in a while, like Aravino, Danny Young, those guys will face some of our hitters. We'll keep them short. We'll take our full batting practice. We'll do full defensive drills, and then we'll do the same tomorrow. There won't be no live BP tomorrow, obviously, because we have a game the next day, but we'll go through a full workout. And I think the biggest thing is just some of the guys that need treatment, that they can come in, they can move around, and they can work, they can get some work done in the training room, in the weight room. And then just for those, like I said, some of those arms I haven't seen hitters, they'll be able to do that today.
And two, just regarding McNeil, assuming he does come back for the NLCS, would you guys consider carrying an extra or one less pitcher on the roster, or to keep someone like Acuna on there, or you kind of like having the extra pitching?
We are considering every scenario, and those are some of the conversations that we'll continue to have throughout the day. And, we'll make that final call and what's best for the team, whether it's to carry that extra position player, whether it's, just keep it as it is and go with the arms that we got. So yeah, there's a lot of different routes here that we could go, and we'll continue to have those dialogues here pretty soon.
Next question is from Mike Fitzpatrick.
Hey, Carlos. Obviously, some of your biggest swings and biggest contributions this postseason have been from, your veteran guys, guys who have played at least some in the postseason before. Francisco, Pete, Brandon Nimmo, but also in that group is Mark Vientos, who's in his very first full big league season. Just wondering what is it about him, in addition to his talent, but what is it about him, his makeup at a young age and with limited experience that allows him to thrive in his first postseason here and under this sort of pressure?
Yeah, proud of him, man, because he's not easy. He's what he's done not only during the regular season, but what he's doing in the postseason. That's not easy to do, especially at that age. I think his ability to not only slow the game down, having the awareness of the situation every time he's at the plate, but just, like I say, having an idea what the pitcher is trying to do to him. He's a really good hitter that is maturing a lot. And he's not afraid to go the other way. He's not afraid to just try to put the ball in play. But if they make a mistake, he's gonna do damage, and he's done that. So You got to give him credit. This is something that is not easy to do, especially at that age in these moments now in October. So proud of him, and it goes to show you that we have a really good player here that is performing at the highest level, and it's a good feeling. And people talk about the at bats and things like that, but the way he's playing defense too at third base, he's been pretty steady there. So you got to give him credit. Proud of him, and he's a big part of what we're doing here.
Hey, Edwin, just generally speaking, this is the furthest you've personally ever gone in the playoffs. So what is it like to kind of be at this point, one of the final four teams standing?
It's been amazing. These are like a dream come true as a kid. I saw a lot of World Series, a lot of playoff games, and one day I said I want to be in those games. So now I had the chance to be in the final four, like you said. And it's really amazing. Can't wait to start and try to advance to the World Series.
For you, you walked five guys in three appearances in the last rounds, two batters the other night. Just what went into that, and what are you doing to maybe try and improve that control and fix it?
I think I was trying to be perfect. I think I'm a guy who attack the hitters, don't try to hit the spots. I got a good fastball, good slider. So my mentality to this series is go after the hitters. Like try to command my fastball right in the middle of miss up and throw my slider down in the sun.
Thank you.
Your next question is from Mark Sanchez.
Hey, Edwin. You mentioned the other day that in the ninth inning, in the mound visit, you were told to just throw the ball down the middle. Who told you that?
Hefner was the first one who said, and Lindor replied too, because they say, "Ah, your ball got a good life today. Your fastball is looking good." And I just was trying to hit the corners with my fastball, and that's why I get behind the hitters. As soon as they told me that, I said, "Okay, we do this," and I started doing it, and my inning was better.
Thank you.
Next question is from Mike Puma. We'll come back to you, Mike. Next question is from Mike Mancuso.
Edwin, how important has it been to see David Peterson help out in so many roles, especially in the bullpen now?
It's been amazing because he's a guy who we saw all season starting games, and he's been able to come from the bullpen, close game, throw multiple innings like he did last game. Like he's doing great, man. I'm really happy to have him in the bullpen. It's another arm we have there, and we can use it in any situation. He closed the game in Milwaukee. He threw multiple innings in Philadelphia, and then he threw multiple innings the other night. And he's just maintained the game right there. And then when he gave me the ball, like he did a great job.
Thank you.
Next question is from Dave Lennon.
Hi, Edwin. You've been with the Mets through a couple different managers and general managers, and I was wondering about this year. It seems like the communication has been really good with the front office and with Carlos Mendoza down to the players. Do you get that feeling that everything has kind of worked well communication-wise, and everybody kind of knowing where they stand with the team?
Yeah, I think since spring training they start doing that, and that's something like as a player I would like to hear, because I know where I'm stand up. Like I know, like they told me as soon as I get to spring training, you are closer, you will close our game. So that's something as a player you want to hear from the front office, from the manager, because in spring training when you get there, you're just trying to work in teams and try to get better in some things, and they tell you like, hey, you're doing this, you're doing that, we need you in this position, we need you in that position. That's something like a personal, I love it. Like my communication with the front office, with Mendy, with everyone here has been great, because they've been clear with me always, and that's something nice from our team.
And how do you think Mendy has been just in general communication with the players? Do you think the guys in the clubhouse it's a very easy kind of give and take with him?
Yeah, it's been great. It's been great. We all awesome. Even the rookies, everyone in the clubhouse. Like I think it's well, everyone respect him a lot. You know how it's been managed everything here. You know we didn't start the season the way everyone want to, but he stick with us. He trusts in us. He give us the opportunity to keep playing, and now it's paying off. You know I think Mendy deserve a lot of credit in that.
Thanks, Edwin.
Another question from Mark Sanchez.
Hey, Edwin, sorry to look ahead, but the only teams that have advanced so far are you guys and the Yankees. You've been a part of plenty of Subway Series. Just what do you think it would be like, the atmosphere, if it ends up you two in the World Series?
Will be great. Will be amazing. I think the last time the Yankees and the Mets played the World Series was I think in 2000. So it's been a long time. Like, would if I would like to play the Yankees in the World Series, of course. But at the same time, like, our goal is take care of this series now and then see who we will face in the World Series. But to face the Yankees will be something great because both teams from New York playing together at the same time, to win the World Series will be pretty fun.
And for tonight's Padres-Dodgers game, is there any plans for you guys to get together and watch it, or what are you guys thinking for that?
No, upon personal, I would be at my house watching the game with my family. You know, I got my parents here, and I will be at home watching the game to see who win and then to see who will face next.
Thank you.
Next question is from Abby Mastracco.
Hey, Edwin, I just want to know, what do you maybe attribute some of the control issues that you've had over the last couple of weeks? Is it, I don't know, playoff jitters, or is it just not attacking hitters, like you said, trying to be too perfect? Just do you attribute the control issues to anything in particular?
I think I'm trying to be too perfect to instead go after hitter like I always do. Maybe my mentality changed a little bit, but I gotta go back to my old mentality. Like I did in Milwaukee. My first inning was a little bit shaky in Milwaukee, and then when I talked to the guys in the dugout, they say the same thing, like trust your stuff and go after the hitter. And I have a really good inning. Just I didn't do it my first couple hitter here, and then when they talked to me again, I did it. So that's something I gotta have in mind always now. I go after hitter, you know, throw my stuff, and I will be fine.
What does it mean that Carlos Mendoza has continued to stick with you even when you've had some bad innings? You know, he gives you another inning the next night. What does that kind of mean to you?
No, it means a lot because I'm a guy who can flush everything like quick, you know, and I know if I have a bad outing, I know what I did bad as soon I done my outing or whatever, and every time when he give me the chance to go back and perform the way they want to, like the last game in Philly when I give up the 3 runs, you know, he trusted me and give me the ball last game here at home, you know, to get the save to pass to the other round. And that's something is big because he trusts in everyone here. He trusts me. And that's something as a player we would like to see from him.
Thank you.
Next question is from Andrew Tretnick.
Hey, Edwin, I'm just curious, obviously being a 2-pitch guy, you know, with your fastball and your slider, when you're facing a team as much as you are in playoff series, kind of what is the key to maybe adjusting your approach or to kind of keeping hitters off balance when they're seeing you as much as they are?
I think the goal is see who's coming to hit, see who I'm facing, because right now Dodgers got a really good lineup, the Padres got a really good lineup, but they got some holes too. So it depends who's coming to face, I coming to face, you know. When they come, like I will see like how attack them, but at the same time I gotta stick with my strength. My strength is attack the hitter, so I will do that. I will go after them.
Edwin, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, appreciate
it. Just what are your plans for watching the game tonight? How much will you be tuned into it versus maybe ignoring it? And how much do you care who wins?
Yeah, no, I'll definitely be tuning in. you know, all these games have been great. I watched the games last night too, and you know, they were fantastic. So I'll definitely be tuning in and watching. As far as, you know, who we, you know, care to win, right now we like our team, and we, you know, we like our team against anybody, and so, you know, we're definitely going to be tuning in, but I don't think it matters who wins. They're both great teams, and it's not going to be easy either way. But we do feel confident about where we're at and our team, and so you know, either way, it's going to be a tough challenge, and you know, it's going to be a good team that we're playing. But you know, we're confident in our team as well.
Separately, we just had Edwin Diaz in here a little while ago, and he was kind of talking about how on a couple of occasions here recently, he's needed maybe just a reminder that like your stuff is good, just throw it in the zone and you'll be good.
Yeah.
Why do you think, you know, someone that accomplished with that obvious good of stuff maybe needs that sort of reminder from time to time?
Because baseball's really hard. I mean, it's you know, at this level, the things separating the great from the good are very, very small, and you know, they can change in an instant, and this game is always adapting. So just because what you did last year was really successful, it doesn't necessarily mean that the next year it's going to be. This game is always trying to adapt and always trying to get better. Younger kids are always trying to come up and take your spot, and so you know, it's one of those things where the facts don't have feelings, and you know, we really have to adjust to the way the game is being played now. And so when, you know, Diaz in his situation, when you get knocked down a couple times, it takes a little bit of, you know, adjustment and then confidence of doing it and throwing it in the zone, and finding that success in order to get that confidence back again. So you know, baseball is a tough game mentally and physically, but it'll definitely knock you down, and sometimes, you know, you need some success in order to be able to build that confidence up again.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Next question is from Dave Lennon.
Hey, Brandon.
Hey.
I think the clubhouse chemistry with you guys is pretty obvious. I'm wondering about what you guys have found, you know, upstairs, from Steve Cohen to David Stearns to Carlos Mendoza. You know, you've been with the Mets for a while. You know, what do you think's been created there? Is it the communication? Is it knowing how those guys click? Is it just a good chain of command? How do you think that's worked so far, and just in their first year together?
Yeah, I mean, I think that communication is a huge aspect of that. I think you hit the nail on the head. You know, that's something that David and you know, and Steve are really big on, is being able to communicate well, and I think that's part of the reason that they picked Carlos as well, is because they communicated really easily and well with him, and then he communicates well with the players. So I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that's a huge part of it in building a successful team. Obviously, David is extremely gifted in his expertise of building a team. Carlos is extremely gifted in his expertise of being around teams and how to get them to pull on the same side of the rope and be able to, you know, lift guys up and also challenge people in the same time. And then I think, you know, Steve's been obviously very, very successful in creating successful businesses and doing well, you know, has a lot of wisdom, you know, not just from baseball side of things, but, you know, from life and business in general. And I think you combine all of that, and you get people that communicate well in all those different directions, and you find a successful recipe. And so I think it's been a work in progress in order to get that, but I do think that the communication between them has been a key to the success this year.
Thanks, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Next question is from Tim Healy.
Hey, Brandon, looks like Jeff McNeil could be back if the next couple days in Arizona go well for him.
Mm-hmm.
What would it mean to the team? How would that help the team having him back?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Jeff is an amazing hitter, accomplished hitter. He has a batting title to him, and is really adept at what the playoffs are good for, and that's when you get a guy in runners and scoring position, just getting a base hit is the biggest thing, and so not trying to do too much, and he's someone that's very experienced in that, and a good left-handed bat that we could add to the lineup. But we're all going to be asked to do our part, and he is ready to do that as well. And so I think just that willingness to do your part is going to be the biggest thing here. We're all trying to just pull on the same end of the rope and help us get to the end of the road, with a World Series, obviously. And so anything that we're asked to do, we do. And, that's kind of the team model right now. So excited for him and feeling better and, possibly being able to add, to this lineup and to this team. But obviously want him to be feeling well as well. So, anxious to see how this goes with the Arizona Fall League and how he's feeling down there.
And separately, with 3 days between the division series and championship series, how nice is it to have that break?
Yeah, we've got some guys that are definitely healing some stuff up, and it's October, and so it's always nice to get that time. I think the part that you have to be careful with is with that time off, it is not letting that little break kind of create like this sense of relaxation, and so trying to make sure that you're still getting your reps and seeing high velocity stuff in the cage, and if guys need to go see bullpens or whatever, but kind of just keeping the rust off, I think is the biggest thing, because we've been able to play high intensity games all the way to this point and not get too many days off in between for that. So it's definitely awesome to get the time and great for the injury side of things. But we also need to make sure that we're staying mentally focused and that we're, trying to treat these reps like game reps and trying to, keep the reaction times and all that as quick as possible so that, we can hop right into game one and not miss a beat.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Next question is from Mike Mancuso.
Hey, Brendan. With few exceptions, the team defense has been significantly improved, I think, from last year. How important has that become, and especially now as you get into the next round?
Yeah, I think it's a huge part. It was something that David highlighted real early on, in spring training and even beforehand, was talking about how important defense was to this team and to success and overall, longevity. And so I think it's a huge part of the success that we've had. You look back at Tyrone's play where he was able to play that ball off the wall and throw Bohm out at second base. And you just think about what a momentum turn that was. The Phillies, could have had a double and a guy in scoring position right there. And instead it's turned into an out and, nobody on base. And so you just kind of look at plays like that. And obviously you've seen Francisco, all year long and the plays that he makes. And Mark's been making amazing plays, backhanded, amazing throws. And, Pete's been scooping it over there. And we've just really had, amazing defensive play, like you said. And I think without all of that, you're not in the position that we're in. And so I think it's extremely important. And, we're definitely harping on that and definitely trying to keep focused on that.
Next question is from Laura Almanis.
Hey, Brandon, I know that the Yankees clinched yesterday. Just
Yep.
being in this environment in New York, have you noticed a shift in the vibe or just the reactions that people have, approached you with, and what's that been like?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's amazing that we have, two New York teams left, in what will be the last four. New York has always seemed like a baseball town to me. And so the vibe that's going around here right now is unbelievable. And definitely feeling, the high that the city is on. Haven't had too much time to go into the city and enjoy it. We've been, busy playing and, getting back and recovering and everything. But just from what I see and what I hear, I mean, the city is loving this, and we just couldn't be happier that our fan base is enjoying this, and it's well deserved, and we think that our fan base is the best, and so we are just ecstatic and glad they're enjoying this with us.
Next question is from Mendoza.
Hey, Brandon, just after you guys clinched, Steve Cohen said he wants to slay the negative Mets fans' perceptions. Just how far do you think he's come in changing the organization's culture in that way since buying the team 4 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's made a huge impact on that. I know that was a big part of things when he, first acquired the team. He wanted to change that, the other team in New York kind of, persona. And, he wanted to turn this organization into a world-class organization that people wanted to be in and around. And, I think he's done an amazing job at that. He's put the right people in place. He's, watched and listened and made actions that have spoken louder than his words. And, he's tried it a few different ways and has kept learning, along the way. And I think he's come a long, long way in 4 years. I mean, I think this is something that would usually take a lot longer. And he has made, great decisions along the way. And like I mentioned earlier, I think he's put the right people in the right places. And so, for this organization, we're looking to continue to build on this. This is a great step forward. We're in no way finished yet, but I think that he's only looking to continue to improve from here.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Next question is from Mike Fitzpatrick.
Sorry, guys, meant to lower my hand there. Brendan, you touched on it with the Yankees and the vibes in the city. I'm good on that. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you.
Last question is from Andrew Tretnick.
Hey, Brandon. Obviously, it's been a pretty whirlwind 2 weeks. And obviously, you had been in the playoffs in 2022, but hadn't had success. I'm just curious, kind of what lessons you've taken from the last 2 weeks, whether it was late in the regular season or through the first two rounds of the playoffs, that you can kind of carry the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean, going through these times, it brings experience and a little more wisdom, and just going through these situations helps for the next time that you go through it, right? So 2022, obviously we didn't finish the way that we would have liked to, and so you take that and you say, okay, so what about, whether it's my my attitude, what about my work, what was going wrong there that I think could have done better. And for me, I kind of looked at it and I said, what, I think I wasn't really having as much fun as I should have, towards the end of it. It started to be an expectation to win, rather than when we were winning, I was going out there just trying to take care of everything that I could control, being very prepared, and then going and playing and having fun and enjoying the competition. And so for me, I highlighted that, and towards the end of this season, whenever I started to feel myself kind of making things bigger than they were, I would just go back to that, what, prepare, do everything that you can, have all the confidence in the world in what you've done to prepare for this game, and then when you go out there, just go send it, go have fun, and that has led to more success for me than saying, oh, I got to get it done right here, I have to, pressure situation, this is when the big guys rise, or whatever all that bull crap is. It doesn't work for me. And you kind of got to go through trial and error, in order to do that. And so, for me, it was getting back to having fun, and obviously preparing in a way where you're trying to prepare for every situation, and be very confident in that. But then once you get out there and you've done all of that, you go send it and you go have fun. And I think that was one of the biggest lessons that I learned that's helped in our success, and at least my personal success, here later, and been trying to pass that on to other guys as well.
Apologies. One final question from Dave Lennon.
Sorry, Brandon. Just
No,
wanted
you're
to
good.
get, I wanted to get one more in. Just based on what Laura said, I know you guys saw the Yankees have advanced, and I know you guys have a lot of work to do, but only because you play the Yankees during the regular season in a Subway Series. Could you imagine, as pressure packed as those games are during the regular season?
Oh,
could
yeah.
you imagine if you played the Yankees for like with everything on the line?
Oh, it'd be amazing. The
Yeah.
city would be, I don't even know what the city would do, man. It would just almost explode. And it would be amazing. So definitely, if it comes to that point, we will enjoy the heck out of it, and it will be an amazing time to be in the city, and to be a part of these two organizations, and see who wins. But obviously, both teams have something that they have to take care of before, and that's a big something, in the ALCS and the NLCS. And so, we're going to be focused on that, and we're going to not let our minds drift to that. But it would be a blast. There's no question about it. Like it would be, a dream kind of scenario. So, I would enjoy the heck out of it, and it would be a story that you would tell for the rest of your life. But we definitely have a big obstacle in the way, and so we're going to be focused on the NLCS for now.
Brandon, thank you very much for your time this
Yep.
afternoon.
Thank you.